Welcome back to L3RD TV, Lowered TV. Today, we're going to be looking at the Arsenal versus Real Madrid game, Champions League preview here. First game, first leg in London in Arsenal. But before I get into that, I want to take just about 5 minutes to talk about this performance against Valencia on Saturday. Like I had already kind of touched on in the preview, the match review from the previous game against Real Sociedad, that us having that earlier kickoff time, where I'm at in Florida, 10:15 a.m., 4 p.m. over there in Spain. Historically, we typically drop points in those early games for whatever reason. It's 4 p.m., so I don't really know the team that you're awake. It's 4 p.m. Like I don't know, but historically, we always drop points in that, and that was just. I don't want to hear no woulda, coulda, bida, bada, booda, shoulda, doodle, doodle. No, shut up. I don't care. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, woulda, woulda. We shoulda, woulda, coulda, won the game, but we didn't win the game. That's loser talk. We didn't win the game. We had a stretch when we scored our goal to equalize the game, where we shoulda scored because we applied a lot of pressure in that next 10, 15, 20 minutes, but we didn't. And then at the end of the game, 30 seconds left, we let them come down and score in the 95th minute. I don't understand. Rotations, subs. It was just bad. It was just bad all around. All around poor performance. The team just doesn't care about La Liga. And then it just makes it worse because then Barcelona goes and drops points against Real Betis. So instead of being 1 point behind them, you're 4. And now there's still hope. There's still hope. Oh, we might win. We might win the league still. No, it's chopped. It's cooked. We're not winning the league. It's over. Like, it is what it is. I don't think Barcelona's going to drop any more points, and I could see us dropping more points. It's over. But let's get to the real cookies and milk here. Arsenal versus Real Madrid on Tuesday, April 8th. It's going to be a very interesting game in London. Now this, I don't have to worry about the motivation from the players, because it's a Champions League game. They're always up for it, so hopefully we can put these 3 poor performances behind us and can really hone in and have a game plan and look to be dangerous, look to be solid on defense. Obviously, we're not going to have the Lucas Vazquez right back situation, which is nice, but we are losing out on Tchouaméni because of yellow cards accumulated. So he's going to miss out on Tuesday's performance in the first leg. We will get a midfield trio of Jude, and Modric, most likely. So if we're going through the players, I'm looking at Fran Garcia left back, Rudiger, Asensio, Valverde in the back line. Of course, Courtois is coming back, so he should be starting. Like I mentioned, the midfield of Camavinga, Jude, and Luka, and the front trio of Vinny, Mbappe, and Rodrigo. Typically, it shapes up to be a 4-4-2 in defense and a 4-3-3 in offense. We just need the boys to be on it. Arsenal's going to be missing out on a key defender in Gabriel, so that's an opportunity. They're not going to have their strongest back line in the sense of, from what I've heard from Arsenal fans, is even though Saliba is the better defender, Gabriel has been having a better season, so that's a huge benefit to us. So we got to capitalize on this game. Definitely try to get something away from home. 1 goal, 2 goal lead coming back to the Bernabeu, where we can make something happen. Arsenal has been known to kind of have a weak mentality over the years, so if we can just nick something there and come home with a 1-2 goal lead, then we should be able to see it out in that pressure of the Bernabeu. If it is true that they do have a weak mentality, and we've kind of seen it, them constantly be in second place for like 3-4 years now, is hilarious in the league campaign, in the Premier League for them. So obviously, Saka is back, so that's worrying. Him on the right wing, so he's going to be going against Fran Garcia. So that's a little bit worrying, but you got Rudiger there. That's really the only worry for me is Saka. He's a very dangerous player, very solid. One of the best right wingers in the world, in the top 3 discussion. Mohamed Salah, Yamin, and Saka are probably your top 3 right wingers currently in the world. So that's of course dangerous over there against Fran Garcia, but I think if we know that's kind of the only threat, and we kind of hedge that way, and then we're not gonna have the liability of Lucas Vazquez out there. We're gonna have Fede playing that right back position. That's huge. So we'll kind of see how it plays out, but I think defensively we will be a lot more solid, just because it's a Champions League match. The team's going to be up for it. They're going to be motivated. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good game. We typically do well in England. Obviously, we lost against Liverpool in the league stage of the Champions League. But that was also earlier on the season, where the likes of Mbappe not clicking. Team was still trying to find its feet. Defensively, we weren't too sure what was going on. I think Lucas Vazquez started that. Yeah, Lucas Vazquez started at right back that game. So, now we kind of have our Gala 11. Outside of, obviously, Tchouaméni being hurt, and probably Dani Ceballos, who kind of started to solidify himself as the starting center mid prior to his injury. So it's going to be an interesting match. Offensively, we have enough firepower to hurt anybody. Arsenal is a very good defensive team, so the boys are going to have to be on it. Once again, I'm mainly looking at the Vinny and Mbappe connection, because every time, like I've mentioned multiple times, every time there's a breakaway with them too, somehow isn't a goal. So we need a goal this time. If they're going to get their breakaway, which they typically get 1 or 2 a game, you got to put it away. You got to. It has to end up in a goal, one way or the other. Midfield is stronger. Front line is stronger. Their defense is probably stronger. But then we have the better goalkeeper. So, I'm looking at a combined 11. We probably shake out 6 at the minimum of our players. So I just need the boys to be on it. These past 3 performances has not been inspiring, so I need the boys to be on it, up for it, locked in, and we can go to London and get a win, you know. So if I'm looking at a score prediction, I'm gonna go 3-1. I'm gonna go 3-1. Real Madrid 3-1. 2-1 at the minimum, but I think we're going to get 3. I think the boys are really going to look at themselves and be like, what the happened in Valencia? How do we let that happen? And they're going to be really motivated. Them not having their best defender of the season in Gabriel, from what Arsenal fans have been saying, I think we can nick 3 and get out of there and kind of put this to rest. They're not going to want to come to the Bernabeu down 2 goals. So we go there, we get 3-1, and because we're going to give up a goal. We're going to give up a goal. I would be very surprised if we came out of that without giving up a goal. So that's it for me. This is real quick, just quick hitters, because if I talk too much, I'm just going to get more irritated because the performances have been atrocious these past 3 games. So I'm just praying and hoping that the boys pull it together, and get a much needed great performance. Last time we were in England, we put Man City down, 2 great performances. So let's do it again. You know, of course, Man City's having a bad season, super leaky defense. So, you know, you can kind of chop that up to us being good and then being bad. But we need to be, even if Arsenal's the regular Arsenal, we just need to be better, and we need to put them down early. I need a goal from us in the first 25 minutes, like early, like really put the pressure on them. So 3-1 win is my score prediction, and we move on. We move on to the next round after we come home and handle business next week or 2 weeks from now, whatever the schedule is. But we need to do what we need to do and come home with a dub. But that's all from me. Adios.